do hear Discover's accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Purple and gold-blooded. The Lake Show play here.
Tonight, after a 6-game journey across the country, the Lake Show is back home. Back under the lights of Crypto.com Arena. Back in front of the best fans in basketball.
Front alley-oop, slam dunk, Jackson Hayes. Perfect passing by the Lakers.
Your LA Lakers host the Brooklyn Nets. Coverage begins tonight at 6 p.m.
Every dribble, every dunk. This is the home of the Lakers. 710 ESPN and the ESPN LA app.
Here we go, 3:17. Look at this. On a Friday afternoon, on a Friday. And Travis requested me no less.
I did.
Wow. The DeMarco and Travis afternoon show.
Circumstances
on
require
a Friday afternoon.
Special situation.
Look, I was still here today. Go to the Laker game tonight.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah, and Trudeau. Well, Evan Cohen's in town.
You know, I'm curious about how people are going to turn up for this game. I really am.
I'm not. And
not
I mean, it's the Nets.
That's what I'm saying.
They could put Trudell out there, and he'd be like the sixth star on the team.
But Laker fans, when the Lakers come back from a great road trip, which this was,
they show up.
The Laker fans will show up to essentially thank
and
the
they're
team
hot.
for that. Yeah, and they're hot. So
I had an idea.
It'll be fun vibing there tonight.
Yeah, about non-tanking teams. Like maybe you could solve this. And you know what came to mind? I quickly shot it down, thinking of you. You're like the voice on my shoulder.
Okay.
Why can't you just forfeit? Why can't you just?
I am a strong advocate in baseball of being able to quit after the 7th inning if you want.
I'm with you, but you can't.
10-run rule.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be a 10-run rule. If you say I've had enough, you can bag it. Because you'd never bag it if it were a chance you could win. You'd play it out. So if it's 5-6 runs, you're probably. But once you get into that 7, 8, 9 area, it's like.
It's interesting.
Instead of having to burn up my bullpen, let's just
basketball.
You
if
win.
You're tanking,
we'll see y'all tomorrow.
What's in
Give
it
us
for
the win. That's it.
The fans, A, and then B, how are you filling the whatever amount is left in the TV hour?
Well,
that's the first thing.
There's no set time on a baseball game anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like
but they got
go to the
3
post
hours
game
blocked
show.
off.
Yeah, you do, but you'd still be the post game show goes a little longer, and the fans will get used to it. It's one of those things.
Well, if I had taken like Chris was going, like if you forfeit a basketball game, you want to see the game tonight. So how do you serve the fans?
If they're
you
up
give
by
them the money
35
back?
points with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, let's call
They're leaving anyway.
I'm sorry, Trev. I didn't realize that little comment would incite 2 minutes of that.
See what you did?
But Lakers Nets tonight.
Look at what you made me do.
I know.
Oh, my God.
Okay, why are you here?
So coverage starts. Hold on. Let me finish the thing. Coverage starts at 6 p.m. with the Toyota Lakers countdown to tip-off with Beto. Trudell's here. Lakers Nets 7:30. Hear it on ESPN LA 710 and the all-new ESPN LA app. But the breaking news this afternoon, unfortunately, somebody who is near and dear to every sports fan's life in some way, but really to you and Travis, you and me, and you're wearing a Riv hat as we do this. Tiger Woods involved in yet another car accident and yet again arrested for driving under the influence. At least that's the suspicion thus far.
The story, according to ESPN News Services, is investigators at the scene found Woods to be showing signs of impairment. He did a breathalyzer test, which came out negative, but he refused to take a urine test. Authorities charged him with driving under the influence with property damage and refusal to admit to a lawful test. Both charges are misdemeanors. But
so he didn't blow. He did blow?
He did not, but he refused, or they did say they did a breathalyzer, which came out negative. So 0.0, so he negative. So 0.0, so he was not impaired by alcohol, but he may have been impaired through other means, through drugs, potentially.
Thanks.
So I don't think when any of us saw this story, we thought he was driving drunk.
No.
Based on his history.
No.
Yeah, no.
Not
based on his history. He's in the middle of the day on a Friday. He's not driving drunk. The Range Rover not crashed hard, but from what the sheriff's report, it tipped over based on him making contact with something else, another vehicle. And listen, we said it here on Tuesday when we were watching TGL that Tiger looked uncomfortable in trying to play in the championship, that he was sweating profusely from Scott Van Pelt interviewing him. And I said
he looked puffy, too.
It was uncomfortable to watch him as a guy who we love so much. And there's so many memories, right? And him even participating gave ESPN and SportsCenter the chance to roll out the highlights, right?
Sure.
And then all these conversations about, is he going to play in the Masters? Is he not?
He hinted at Riviera that he wanted to.
Right. And then it's, well, I haven't made a decision. And again, we're Masters is 2 weeks away. So if you're going to play in the Masters, you better start doing that. And then President Trump got involved in somehow the conversation as well this week on whether or not he's going to play in the Masters. And that just brings out a whole other family. Yeah, I don't know how many of you are familiar with the movie Manchester by the Sea. It's actually kind of a sad movie. Very sad movie.
Yeah.
Came out in 2016. And Casey Affleck's character in it at the end of the movie says, I just can't beat it. And as somebody who's an addict, I'm an alcoholic, and I struggle with that, and I've been, 15 months sober. I don't have the stress to use things in order to perform my living and or perform my destiny. And I think what we have to remember about Tiger is so much of what he is golf. And when he puts himself in the position where he has to hit a golf ball, and by the way, he doesn't have to hit a golf ball like you and I hit a golf ball on a Saturday. He has to do it at a level and an expectation that he puts it on himself. We all would just love for Tiger to come out there and shag some balls, right?
Wave at us.
And chip some balls onto the
good
green.
To see you hit the first shot at the Masters and go out there and be a part of the fabric of the game. You don't have to compete necessarily to get the Tiger Woods experience. And it's just, for me, when I saw it, and he got in the accident a few hours ago now, it was, unfortunately, and I'm sad that I was right in this one. I'm like, oh, God, I hope it's not this again.
Right.
I hoped it was just a car accident where two cars whacked into each other and everybody walked away from it okay, and it was just a traffic incident as opposed to he got behind the wheel again. Because this is at least twice. We saw him get picked up in Florida several years ago where he got arrested, and that's where that mug shot came from, where he's looking glassy-eyed and disoriented and everything else. Then he had the accident in by your neighborhood, DeMarco, over near Palos Verdes, where
if you're wrecking over there, you're trying.
Where many people thought he was going to lose his leg.
He almost did. They almost had to amputate a part of his leg.
And was that meds as well?
It
no one ever really said.
Yeah, it never really came out.
But if you go back and you look at his appearance at the Genesis the day before, he looked terrible.
He didn't look good at all.
He was not, Tiger Woods, pretty articulate guy. He was not speaking in a way that you would expect Tiger to speak. So there was some speculation like, oh, boy, he's not doing so good. And then this happens, about 12 hours later. And now here we are. And it's such a drag because this is the greatest golfer that I've ever seen. It's one of my favorite of all times. It's somebody that I've enjoyed watching as much as I really think anybody, maybe with the exception of Ohtani, who's closing in on him right now. And that this part of his story keeps popping up, the addiction part, the substances, whatever it is, and just the tragic nature of what has happened to him, self-inflicted or otherwise. It's just, it's awful. It's just, I really feel for him a great deal. And, he's 50-something years old. He's got to get it figured out on his own terms. But I really do truly feel bad that this is what he's continuing to struggle with at this point in his life.
Chris mentioned the Manchester by the Sea line. Is that how you feel this is going to go?
Yeah. So here's the thing. And I know a lot of people that are listening are probably like, why are you guys starting with golf and not Dodgers and Lakers? This isn't about golf. And so much of my journey that I like to share on our radio station, and I'm given the opportunity to, is about mental health and addiction and those struggles. And I'm so blessed that I get to talk to so many of our listeners now that have reached out, and we talk about sobriety and addiction and health. But Tiger's struggling with something, and it's obvious. And those demons, I mean, can you fight him at 50 years old? You can fight him at 90 years old if you want to fight him. Sure. But that's the sad part. And obviously, Tiger means so much then on the golf world and to Southern California. The Genesis, which happens at Riviera, he played that as a kid. Jim Hill interviewed him when he was a little boy. I mean, so much of Tiger's story, I mean, he grew up here, takes place in our area. But this really is, it is sad because, the Tiger documentary on HBO, because you mentioned the video that we saw of him when he had the DUI way back when.
Yeah.
And the mugshot. That was that documentary was going to be about how it never came back. But then he did 2019 and he won the Masters. And the Armin Catan book had to take another curve, which was, he destroyed it all on his own doing. But there was a lot of stuff there with his father and how he was raised and the addiction and the all this stuff.
And what was interesting, I thought, too, was it looked like he had entered a chapter in his life where he looked to be more at peace with where he was, that he would appear a little more frequently. He would show up and talk about his kid. He would play in that father-son thing. He has a very public relationship with his significant other, and he seemed comfortable in his own, in his own skin in a way that he never did prior to. And now this kind of gets thrown into it as well, and you just wonder if that was a facade as well. You just don't know.
The only other thing I was going to ask you this too, DeMarco, like if so, there's one side of things where it could be his personal life and his career went a certain direction, and he self-medicated in one way or the other. The other side is he had a lot of really bad injuries, and maybe did he take the wrong painkiller? And is that now the thing? And we've seen this with some athletes or just with some people. There's some boxers I can think of. I had a major spine injury back in the day, and they offered me some things. And I remember having the conversation with my parents and with the doctor about like, okay, look, these are the things they might help you right away, but there is some risk. And so I ended up not taking anything.
Yeah.
And I still to this day, like I haven't. So but that's the other side of this. And I don't know what it is with Tiger.
Well,
but
I keep asking you guys. I'm not in the golf like you are, but I know who Tiger was and I know what he means. But like, you tell me how violent his swing was, right? And then how many surgeries has he had? Because I kept
another one.
I kept saying literally how bad he looked. He looked like he wanted to sit down.
Right.
Yeah,
the last thing he wanted to do was play
golf. We were kind of teasing him because he kept stretching his back.
Yeah, you can tell the guy's in pain, and then
a bad back is a rough, that's a rough life.
Well, that's when we saw the sweat.
Was in need. I can't wait to see y'all at the Rams house on May 9th.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-1482. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-1482. That's 800-575-1482. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program may only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it could end your debt nightmare and save you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. For free information and to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, simply go online and visit DRA.com or call 800-433-8909. 800-433-8909. Again, that's 800-433-8909.
Little Huey Lewis in the news on a Friday afternoon, 3:38. I know what you're thinking, afternoon audience. Why is this guy voice on again?
Good question.
It's a Friday afternoon. Well, Tiger got in an accident, and Travis ran into my office as though he was going to the bat poles to slide down looking for Batman, and I was his Robin or something like that.
Something like that.
And said, "Come on in," and said, "Come on in and do a couple segments." Now we did the Tiger
that's
stuff.
Not true. I said do a segment.
No, you said, "Are you going to be around in 15 minutes?"
To talk Tiger.
I said, "Yeah, I'm here."
Now you've turned it in. You want to complain about Dodgers.com.
Here's why. Here's why. As you know, I got out of the season ticket issue. So Sedano and Cap bet me because I said Toronto was going to win. Obviously, that didn't happen. You have to get season tickets and spend $2,000 at the souvenir shop on the day of the parade. Shout out to Steven Hernandez Wholesale Flooring that sent me to the parade. or the celebration at Dodger Stadium. I lowered the $2,000 to $1,400.
Okay.
And I said, okay, I'll explore the season tickets as Stephanie's Christmas gift, Stephanie, my girlfriend. And then I realized, well, wait a minute. Dodgers.com doesn't really, the Dodgers don't let you resell like the old days. So you can't really make that money back as well. But you can't add a lot of juice for those, like that Yankees-Dodgers game or whatever. I think a lot of people out there have figured out a way to do it, but I don't have time to be like using special codes on Craigslist.
Jorge knows a guy.
But then you end up in a weird bathroom and Bergie's in the corner watching. I don't need all that.
How would you know?
Watching or smelling?
We've been there. Bergie and I've done some things.
Is Greg lurking in the corner?
Is he standing behind me? Is he standing behind me?
He is.
He is.
Who put
Why are
Bergie
you
in a
standing
corner?
behind me?
That's why I
Go
said
stand
that.
over there where I can see you.
Nevertheless, so part of that is I said, well, we're not going to get season tickets, but we'll go. Then it was, well, we should go to opening day. I was like, I'm not paying that. I think we already talked about that on Tuesday. Nevertheless, I said, okay, we'll go Saturday. Dodgers.com. If you are scrolling around sections and you find a section, you're like, oh, great, there's tickets. You highlight it, the price, whatever. There's 3 tickets. If you try to buy only 2, you know what happens? You can't.
They won't sell you 2. Oh, they don't want a single sitting there.
But then when you scroll around in different sections, you see singles. So it's an outrage.
Can you buy 3 and try to sell the third one back?
I don't have time to do that. What am I, scalping out there on Saturday night?
Just go out there. Who needs
It's Will
a pair?
Smith
Who
bobblehead night.
Who needs a pair?
We got to get there like 6 hours early.
Take DeAndre.
Nah, I ain't taking DeAndre.
Take
Whoa.
DeMarco or take me.
DeAndre's got some rat tendencies going on these days.
What?
Whoa.
I'm just joking. I just did that for him.
Wow.
And the only reason that's in my head is because a rat ran in front of me this morning when I was on the way to work.
Yeah.
Over here?
Yeah, when I was walking from the train station.
Yeah.
The
they're out
first
there.
thought
Normal.
actually in my head was, oh, there's Travis. But then I thought, listen, you pretty well brought me in for
Hey.
Tiger. I'm not going to take a shot at you. But you can buy 2 of 4. You have to leave 2 at least.
Okay.
I just think that's
So
ridiculous.
you're going on Saturday?
Yeah.
Did you
but
buy
I
them
didn't-
anyway?
Yeah, I didn't. No, I didn't get to buy the section I wanted.
Where are you
I had to
sitting?
go find. It's Lowe's, like It's Lowe's 112 or something.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'll have a nice time.
I know.
You'll get to see Tyler Glasnow and his long flowing hair pitch.
Lettuce.
You know that now the habit is at Dodger Stadium.
I did know that.
They replaced Shake Shack.
I know. The Habit makes a good burger.
It does.
They've been Santa Barbara
Makes a
company.
pretty good fish sandwich too.
They do.
Yeah.
That
Baja?
seared ahi sandwich
Or
is
that one.
legit.
So
Yes.
good. Yes, good option.
You're
And a
not-
good Cobb
you're
salad,
not that
too.
guy.
I don't really do the fish.
No,
so
or
much.
You're not a fish
what
dude.
if it
Yeah,
were
not
cooked
really.
in a white sauce? I know you like white things.
Well,
sauce?
yeah, that would make it even worse. So thank you for recognizing.
creating my mosaic of things that Trudell will and will not eat.
He's enamored
Yeah,
with you.
just no
Frosting.
cheese, no fish. Everything else I like.
And
Spicy, I like. All that.
Frosting is at the top.
You called
Love
him a
frosting.
ball knower, so he loves you.
I do.
He
I-
is a ball knower.
There you go.
He was that
Ball
day.
knowers. I've got one, and I'm just good enough. Laura, you're going.
Try my best to get there as soon as I can. I was
make it.
just offered a ticket, so you don't say no to free tickets to Dodgers.
And you said you're going with Alicia?
Alicia Devay, yes.
Alicia Delvalle.
See there. How was it yesterday, Trudeau?
It was great. It was a beautiful day at the ballpark, as it always is, or at least it seems like it is in LA. And I missed the first inning and a half. I had, and I almost never have app for reset. So we're entering crisis mode. I'm standing outside with my kids, and they're kind of like trying not to completely.
You're Mike Trudell. They'll let you in.
Well, so
How'd
funny
you get
thing.
5 tickets?
What's that?
How'd you get 5 tickets?
I was
Dodgers.com.
Yeah,
not
you
enough
can't.
better than
You can't. Dodgers.com. You have to buy 6.
Well, so I got into the line, and actually I want to shout out a couple of the help, and one of them did happen to be a Laker fan. She looked at it and she was like, and she kind of looked at me. Very sweet. Printed out, but I missed. Blah. Point being, I got there like right after Yamamoto, or right in time for him to give up the 2-run homer.
Okay.
And from that point on, the Dodgers hit like every single baseball hard, and were just awesome. And it's just guy after guy after guy coming up. Tucker in the 2 spot just makes it that much more dangerous. And then you think about what happens when they put either Kike or somebody else in for Rojas, and it's so they look every bit the favorite that they are. And a very entertaining game. Lots of highlight moments.
where you just said, I think, was the thing that I took away from more than anything else yesterday was this is a really fun team to watch.
There's no time to go to the bathroom.
No,
it's like
it really isn't.
It's like, well, Pages is up. It's a 3-run homer.
Wow.
It's the entire
that's
lineup.
like your 8-hitter.
Is every guy's like something good may happen.
Yeah.
And that's got to be. And you saw it with Gallen last night pitching for Arizona. He pitched really beautifully right up until he didn't, and then they just knocked his head in. Like he gave up. He threw kind of a meaty one to Pages. Pages hits it out. And then all of a sudden, the Dodgers just started to grind them down. And that was the thing that I kind of took out from yesterday.
A relentless lineup.
Well,
it
so
is entirely relentless.
That's one part of it. But then outside of the home run ball, and then like so my kids are 11, right? And they're playing baseball. And so we're just watching Yamamoto pitch. And I'm kind of like, it just, and they're now, they know the difference between, right? And was that a sinker? Like after he just threw a curveball and there's 15 miles an hour difference, and then he comes up with a fastball in the third. They're like, how many pitches does he have, Dad? And I'm like 6.
Yeah, that's about right.
They're all good. So when you seeing him start to get into that groove, after that home run ball, that's another thing. And he's not that big.
He's not big at all.
And to see he's an athlete that I think is a little bit underrated as to try and see him in person.
Absolutely.
Bucks your WBC thing. He pitched pretty good.
He was very good.
Yeah.
He was very, very good.
What are you staring at?
I think the thing that he does really well.
Just looking at him.
Oh, what are you staring at?
Just really just smiling, right?
Like all of a
Just
sudden
kinda
he just started staring at him. Like what just happened there?
This could be the power of persuasion a little bit too. It's because I just spent a little time with him last weekend. The more I watch Yamamoto, and he does it in a slightly different way. He reminds me of Pedro Martinez. Not a big guy. Like usually, to your point, DeMarco, like aces that are 6'5", they're 230 pounds. They look like Tyler Glasnow or Clayton Kershaw.
Like Lincecum a little bit,
just like Lincecum. But he's fearless.
Yeah,
he's fierce. He goes right at people. He's impossible to rattle. And even though he gave up a home run, it's like, yeah, whatever, just next guy. And he just continues to go right through him because that Dodger lineup is going to score runs. Even if they have a bad night, they're going to score 3 or 4 or 5 runs. It's inevitable that somebody's going to run into a couple. Nobody on that team panics. Nobody on that team is trying to do too much. Nobody on that team is like over their skis. Like, I'll do it. It's like just next guy. Somebody's going to get the hit. It was Pages that started all last night, but then everything after that, Tucker got in on it. Shohei had a hit. I think everybody had a hit in the lineup last night.
And Freddie crushed the ball 3 times too. Like I thought 2 of them were going out, and it just kind of natural, just like how you described it. Just natural, easy, so not trying to do too much, and they went to the warning track, happened to be caught. I'm guessing today they won't all be caught. I mean, he'll probably go 3 for 4 today.
I like the Will Ferrell thing. I didn't go. I saw it on TV.
Yeah,
I thought that was pretty cool.
I liked it too.
Yeah, it was fun. But I did try to tell my daughter, like introducing her to the Dodgers. I said that is the most expensive baseball team you'll ever see.
Yep.
Right there when they were lining them up. I'm like, every one of those guys, they make $30 million more than everyone else in baseball.
Kind of.
And they're going to be good no matter what.
They're going to be pretty good no matter what.
No matter what.
They're going to. It is a little peculiar. I don't even know the right words. That Emmett Sheehan is pitching the second game for the Dodgers. I don't think anybody had that on the board.
No, my wife asked me yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, I assume it'll be Shohei." let's look it up.
Shohei's pitching last.
I was like, "What? Emmett Sheehan?"
Yeah.
And the other thing that surprised me a little bit is that Klein had his own. Did he have this last year? He had his own like entrance music.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, I thought that was only for one guy in the roster in the 9th inning.
You throw 4 innings of shutout baseball in the World Series in an 18-inning game, you get whatever you want.
You earned it.
Yeah,
I mean, he looked good last night too.
He did. He was lights out.
Yeah. I mean, they really did not miss a trick yesterday.
If they don't win, it's not going to be for lack of talent.
No, if they don't win, there's 2 reasons they may not win, and in any game or in a playoff series. Number 1 is somebody gets hurt at the worst possible moment, and number 2 is baseball's weird. That's it. They're not going to lose
and probably
because
more
somebody
just
else is a better
baseball's
team.
weird because they have enough
lose in the World Series.
Would you say that they have enough players to cover for injuries as well?
You've got everything.
Yeah.
You are completely redundant. What's the one thing you hated about yesterday? Let me see if I guess. I wrote this down because everything went swimmingly. Everything was perfect.
Is it about the uniforms?
What's the one thing?
The gold brim hat.
I didn't like the hat. Didn't like the hat at all. I like the jersey. I like the gold piping on the jersey. I think that's a nice little touch.
My wife mentioned the same thing. She was like, don't love the gold brim hat.
I'm a traditionalist when it comes to uniforms and hats, especially for a team that has kind of an iconic look like the Dodgers do. But I do like the gold in the jersey,
Yes.
but the gold brim hat and the gold LA.
Look, it's when you win 3 times in whatever 6-7 years, like it's tough.
game.
You got to switch it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mookie looked pretty good. Mookie looked like he didn't start the same way he started last year.
Yeah, he's not 40 pounds
He's not
underweight.
40 pounds lighter. I mean, that's good. I love the way he moved. I love the way he swung the bat. If Mookie gets back to being Mookie, this is all over about and everything stays the same. Forget about it.
He looks like Mookie.
He does.
And he's very, very increasingly comfortable at short.
Yeah,
at least it seems
he's
to
a
me.
shortstop now.
Yeah.
He just like you I don't want to say you forget he played the outfield because you don't forget, but it doesn't look like an outfielder playing shortstop anymore. He
It's
looks
not
like
an
a shortstop.
experiment anymore. He is a shortstop.
I was a little having Teoscar in left and Tucker in right because when I first got out there, I'm just so used to seeing Teoscar out there ready to make that big throw. But what's just Tucker is a little bit more comfortable there, or
Tucker is a much better right fielder than Hernandez
because Teoscar not great with his glove out there.
Teoscar Hernandez
I wanted to see him catch
on
that.
his very best day a slightly below average
Should
outfielder.
probably be DHing, but you have Shohei.
Right. Kyle Tucker is a good outfielder.
Yeah.
So that's an easy one to show. Like Teo had a couple of balls that Pajes had to bail him out on.
Pies got to a couple also that were impressive.
Yeah.
The one where he ran like 50 yards to
Pajes
sliding
is,
one.
and I don't mean this as and he's a bad player, but Pajes is the least good player on their roster. Is that the way to say it? Because I don't want to say he's the worst player.
Got to be somebody,
right?
Yeah,
he's really, really good. He had 28 home runs. He had
Yeah.
28 home runs last year. He was second on the team in home runs, and he's their second softest spot in that
we don't
order.
need that. We just need you to cover him
after
up.
Rojas, but
Yeah,
then
but Rojas is not a regular. Like once Edmund comes in, it's going to be Pajes.
Yeah.
And Pajes had 28 home runs last year. He's really good.
Yeah, he's
pretty crazy.
He'd be one of the best players on
So good
several
you can
teams.
wear gold hats. Gold hats.
Only for the opening weekend, then we get back to the normal ones. Laker fans, the Lakers, ESPN LA 710, and Michelob Ultra are teaming up for an epic watch party on Thursday, April 2nd, at Tom's Watch Bar in downtown Los Angeles. Come early to catch the live pregame show with ESPN LA 710 starting at 5 p.m. Then stick around as the game tips off at 6:30. There will be giveaways, photo opportunities with the championship trophy, and a whole lot more as well. Lakers back at it tonight off of the road trip, a great road trip, and now they get to put some money in the bank, hopefully. That's coming up next. It's DeMarco and Travis, ESPN LA.
Like he said, I'm D-Far. You can play your perfect combination at Pechanga Resort Casino, Southern California's premier resort casino experience. You don't have to get stuck in traffic. It's hot, it's sunny. You can be at the best casino resort in Southern California and lounging by the pool in less than 1 hour. You can be playing blackjack in less than an hour. You can be kicking it away from home in less than 1 hour. Pechanga gives the guests all the amenities they expect of a world-class resort. Exceptional entertainment. There's always something fun going on there. A concert, some sort of comedy show, just a festival, dining, spa, golf. They've got you covered. And let's not forget, like I said, round-the-clock gaming excitement. The casino floor is massive, super clean, super great. It's fun. It's bright in there. You'll love it. 1,100 hotel rooms and suites. The spa, like I mentioned, love that too. The golf course, 20 bars and restaurants, and so much more make Pechanga Resort Casino one of the largest resort casinos in the country. Did you know that? Now you do. So come see why readers of Newsweek and USA Today have voted Pechanga Resort Casino the best casino outside of Las Vegas. So whatever you love, whatever floats your boat. Whatever your idea of entertainment is, if it's lounging poolside or putting the great blood on blackjack, Pechanga Resort Casino is waiting for you right now. Visit pechanga.com or call this number right now. You can do it.
California's #1 Chevy dealer, 13 straight years. Huge inventory, outstanding service. Rotolo takes pride in doing it right. Rotolo Chevrolet, #1 for a reason. Time for Race to the Crown right now.
All right, guys. Like I said, it's Quentin Tarantino's